Is it false advertising to call this a countdown even though there's no actual counting down of a predetermined list? If so, I'm screwed. Happy Valentine's Day to all! And seeing as I have no significant other or anything else interesting to do today, I thought I'd partake in an activity that many decide to do across the year and subsequently for the rest of their lives. Keep their ships from sinking, and I do not mean the nautical kind. Every person's idea of a good relationship is different, and when it comes to fictional media properties, it's one thing that fan bases of all kinds cannot stop doing. They pick character A, pair them with character B regardless of gender, and make them love each other. Or they can be utter monstrosities by deciding to pair a character with another from another franchise. That is a step too far and something that I will be avoiding at all costs here because it serves no legitimate purpose. Now, the Sonic series has long been the only franchise that I actually gave a crap about this sort of thing. Tareem for life, mother. That was until Pones became the series that I latched onto, and well, here we are with this countdown in the loosest possible term, looking at the equine pairings that I personally believe in. Now, the definition of a ship is outlined as follows: a relationship between two characters that hasn't been confirmed by the show itself, which means by all accounts, no matter who I pick, anything is technically possible. Apart from Big Mac and Sugar Bell, obviously, which is a thing if you have managed to keep up to season 7. If not, here is a massive spoiler for arguably the worst episode of last season. You will thank me later. Now, I have to say this is a very subjective topic, so I would hope that I could avoid a flame war in the comments section, although knowing my track record considering videos that I've made and controversial decisions that have gone with them, I know this is not going to happen, so I'm just going to do what I do and present this video to you all and see where it goes. Let's delve into this touchy subject and see where I stand. I start things off with the youngest pairing to enter this, list, and that is Apple Bloom and Tender Taps. Why, you may be asking? They're adorable! The fan art does not lie. Young love is something that I know this show hasn't tackled, and for good moral reasoning and to hopefully not upset any potential parents who do not want to get involved with this kind of thing. But seeing these two both confident and demotivated for different reasons in On Your Marks and how well they paired up together gives me a lot of hope regarding their potential future. Tender Taps wouldn't have gotten his cutie mark without Apple Bloom, and Apple Bloom herself wouldn't have gained the confidence to dance compared to when she started without him. And to prove that, she led a taster session at Cutie Mark Camp to highlight just how much she's learnt. Give me more of it and I'll be even happier. If the show fleshed out their relationship to be something more, I would be overjoyed. The likelihood of the show doing that, though, isn't likely, so I'm not holding my hopes up too high, but a fan can dream, right? The only thing I want more of outside of that is a concrete decision on what I can call them. Is it Apple Taps or Tender Bloom? Seriously, I've seen both thrown around and I have absolutely no clue. I do not know, and it's bloody annoying. Next we have the oldest ship in my arsenal, and no, Sparity is not the one, but Fluttercord, arguably the closest pally relationship this show freaking has. As a result, it's an obvious choice, but it's easy to see why. They are compatible under the opposites attract mantra. One is kind and reserved most of the time, while the other is manic and unhinged. Their chemistry has bloomed naturally over time, as well as their mutual care for one another. So it's no wonder that fans like me would want to see more showcased. Aspects of both characters' personalities have softened over time since they became friends, and as they learn from each other and develop through that, people want to see them solidify what is the biggest open secret in the show, in terms of relationships that is. Then again, I don't think that they will, because it might be a step too far for the show's creators, as well as the fact that fan art often shows Discord as much older than Fluttershy is, which might ruffle some people's feathers if they take things too literally. Regardless of that though, what's next for Fluttercord going into Season 8 after Discord and Harmony settled things down? Well, Lord knows, but that's what makes this unconventional pairing so interesting. You can't call it under any circumstances. So let's hope, before Friendship is Magic bites the dust, we see Discord and Fluttershy do something a little more than what we have on the plate at the moment. My final selection puts two characters together who I never thought would work, but the more I see it, the more I'm convinced it would. Starlight X Spike. I like the sound of that. Now hold on a second, put down your pitchforks, people, especially those who support Ember X Spike and Starlight X Trixie. Let me break those down for you. Spike will need to grow a lot more before Ember actually gives a damn, and while I am all for an LGBT relationship to be in the show, I don't think Trixie's cocksure attitude, which self-inflates itself all the time, is going to make Starlight go with that no matter how close of best friends they are. That's just my opinion, and from what I analyse based on watching this show. So here's where I compromise in retrospect due to that. Since the Crystalling, Spike and Starlight have gotten along swimmingly. A lot of the characters have treated Starlight with contempt and disdain, while also proving to revert that whenever needed, while Spike from the get-go has respected, understood and listened, and every time I see them on screen, I sense that awkward tension and chemistry that a lot of romantic partners start with, especially if it's utilised as a meet-cute scene in filmmaking. I can't say much on a personal level to validate that for obvious reasons due to my anxiety, but having watched enough media over the years, it's a common trope to see the seeds sown on. Their chemistry is warming and intriguing, it gives Spike more an interesting romantic option than Rarity or Ember, because if he ever was to actually be interested, albeit awkward at first, I'm sure Starlight would give back. Something Ember or Rarity may actually not be that keen to do so. The pairing is one that many see as unconventional, but hell, I see the potential of this tandem, and hope much like the prior two, but even more so, that something is laid in stone, because that'll prove the doubters wrong and that my brain can actually think logically on these kind of things, every once in a while at least. In closing, you may think that my choices are predictable, interesting, or straight up trash, depending on how your viewpoint of certain characters and relationships go. But the fact is, we live in an open democratic society, supposedly, where we can all utilise a platform to highlight our opinions without being chastised for them, I would hope. So if you want to partake in a civilised discussion below and not eat me alive in the comment section, that would be appreciated, as we need to look forward to Season 8 without the fandom resorting to rip each other limb from limb. And again last year with my worst character list, that seemingly did not succeed, so I'm not holding out the highest of hopes. But come on everyone, surprise me. I have been Freddie Thomas, you've been people watching, this has been the favourite MLP ships countdown, so to speak, for the CC Network, and I will see you all next time.